Xi's navy faces a new challenge as Taiwan prepares to unleash a powerful new undersea capability. China's invasion fleet could be on notice as Taiwan's Hai Kun submarine moves from testing toward becoming a real combat threat. Could Taipei's new submarine soon be equipped with America's powerful Mk-48 mod torpedoes? Taiwan's Hai Kun submarine has completed a torpedo-firing exercise during its ongoing sea trials, marking a major step in testing its combat capabilities. The test validated key combat functions and took the Hai Kun beyond basic propulsion and seafaring trials, according to Army recognition. Taiwan demonstrated fire control calculations, launch procedures, and torpedo guidance during the exercise, testing the submarine's ability to carry out an underwater strike. This marks a major step toward turning the Hai Kun into an operational underwater combat platform capable of threatening Chinese naval forces. The Hai Kun is designed to give Taiwan another concealed strike option against Chinese naval forces, allowing the submarine to operate beneath the surface and remain difficult to detect. Its mission is focused on threatening vessels involved in any future Chinese blockade or invasion of Taiwan, potentially creating another major challenge for Beijing. Analysts say the threat could force China to devote more resources to anti-submarine warfare, adding another layer of complexity to any military operation around Taiwan. Taiwan submarine is expected to use US-made Mk-48 Mod 6 heavyweight torpedoes for its strike role, giving the Hai Kun a powerful weapon for underwater combat. The United States approved a possible sale of 18 Mk-48 Mod 6 torpedoes and related equipment to Taiwan in 2020, strengthening the island's undersea warfare capabilities. The weapon is designed for both anti-surface and anti-submarine warfare missions, allowing it to threaten surface warships as well as enemy submarines. Together, the Hai Kun and Mk-48 torpedoes could give Taiwan a more credible underwater strike capability and make any Chinese naval operation around the island significantly more complicated. China is reportedly being urged to speed up plans to mobilize civilian ships for military use in future wars. An article in Defense Industry Conversion in China said civilian vessels could provide critical support for Chinese military operations during wartime. The article said China's growing maritime security requirements and military needs had made the rapid mobilization of civilian ships increasingly important. Experts said Beijing should draw lessons from Britain's 1982 Falklands War experience, according to the South China Morning Post. Li Jin said, and I quote, "As China's national security and development interests continue to extend into the maritime domain, the growing demands for maritime rights protection and military operations have increasingly highlighted the critical role of civilian ship mobilization." Unquote. Britain had mobilized dozens of commercial ships within days during the Falklands War to transport aircraft, fuel, troops, and other critical military supplies. Li urged China to build a detailed database covering civilian ships, including their speed, cargo capacity, ownership, and available crews. The proposal also called for detailed plans covering command structures, communication systems, and the rapid mobilization of civilian ships during wartime. China was urged to conduct more exercises to test whether civilian vessels could effectively support military logistics and sustain operations during wartime. Experts also called for new civilian ships to be designed with features that would allow them to be rapidly converted for military use when required. The Zhenhua 33 semi-submersible vessel was cited as an example of a civilian ship that could offer significant dual-use potential during military operations. China also recently sparked debate after modular missile systems were reportedly seen aboard the Zhongde A-79, raising fresh concerns over civilian-military integration. These developments raised questions over whether Beijing could eventually transform parts of its massive merchant fleet into combat support or even frontline platforms. China's sixth-generation fighter has now shown off unprecedented maneuvers in new footage, offering another glimpse of a large tailless aircraft still under flight testing. The footage showed the Chengdu-developed aircraft executing a complex high-alpha move, moving through an extreme nose-up attitude before a sharp descent and recovery. The aircraft enters high-alpha flight at a demanding angle of attack, where airflow over its wings and control surfaces becomes far less stable and predictable. It then pitches over rapidly before entering a steep descent, requiring the flight control system to manage a sudden and dramatic shift in aircraft attitude. The jet transitions from high-alpha flight into a near-vertical dive, a move that can rapidly increase speed while reducing the pilot's margin for error. It performs a sharp recovery while maintaining aircraft control, avoiding an aerodynamic stall or loss of stability as forces rise during the pullout. The aircraft must rapidly manage changing airspeed and energy, preventing it from gaining too much speed in the dive or losing too much for recovery. It continues climbing immediately after recovering from the dive, showing that it retained enough energy, thrust, and control authority to regain altitude. However, recovering from the steep dive may be the most demanding phase of the entire maneuver, because the aircraft must regain control under rapidly increasing aerodynamic pressure. The flight control system must manage rapidly changing angles of attack, shifting the jet from an extreme nose-up condition into a steep descent and controlled recovery. It must maintain control as airflow becomes less predictable, particularly around a tailless airframe that lacks conventional horizontal and vertical stabilizers. The aircraft has to control rapidly changing airspeed during the dive, preventing excessive acceleration that could strain the airframe or complicate the recovery. It must withstand potentially high G-loads during recovery, as the jet pulls out of the dive and rapidly redirects its flight path upward. The maneuver must remain within aerodynamic and structural limits, ensuring high loads and unstable airflow do not damage the aircraft or cause a loss of control. The jet also has to preserve enough energy to climb after recovery, demonstrating that the dive and pullout did not exhaust its available performance margin. The maneuvers are even more striking given the fighter's unusual size and tailless design, a configuration that can aid stealth but creates serious control challenges.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.